Bedtime Bus.
Welcome, children, to the story of the Emperor's Nightingale. Get cozy and listen as we discover the true beauty that lies in the heart.
In ancient China lived a great emperor who owned the most magnificent palace in the world, surrounded by beautiful gardens that stretched beyond sight. Beyond the palace gardens lay a deep forest, and in that forest lived a little nightingale whose song was more beautiful than anything in the emperor's treasury. A kind servant girl often came to the forest to gather berries, and each time she heard the nightingale's song, tears of joy would fill her eyes. One day, travelers from distant lands visited the palace and told the emperor about the miraculous bird whose song surpassed all earthly beauty. The emperor was amazed that such a wonderful creature lived in his own land, yet he had never heard of her before this moment. Immediately, the emperor commanded his courtiers to find the nightingale and bring her to the palace so he could hear her magnificent song. The courtiers searched high and low throughout the palace grounds, asking everyone if they knew where to find the famous singing bird. Finally, they met the kind servant girl in the kitchen, and she smiled knowingly when they described the nightingale they sought. The servant girl agreed to guide them to the forest, warning them to walk quietly so they would not frighten the delicate bird away. Deep in the forest, they found the little nightingale perched on her favorite branch, and when she began to sing, everyone stood perfectly still. The nightingale's song was so beautiful that tears rolled down the courtiers' cheeks, and they understood why travelers spoke of her with such wonder. Gently, the servant girl asked the nightingale if she would come to the palace to sing for the lonely emperor who had never heard such beauty. The kind nightingale agreed to come, saying she would be happy to bring joy to someone who needed it, even as it meant leaving her beloved forest. They returned to the palace, where the emperor waited eagerly in his finest robes, having prepared the most beautiful perch of gold and silk. When the nightingale began to sing in the throne room, the emperor wept openly, for he had never heard anything so pure and beautiful in all his life. The emperor declared that the nightingale should have anything she desired, offering her jewels, gold, and a place of honor in the palace forever. The humble nightingale said the emperor's tears were reward enough, for they showed that her song had touched his heart truly and deeply. Days passed happily with the nightingale singing each evening for the emperor. But then a magnificent gift arrived from a neighboring kingdom. Inside the box was a mechanical nightingale made of gold and precious gems that could sing one beautiful song when wound up with a golden key. The courtiers were dazzled by the mechanical bird's glittering beauty and insisted it was far superior to the plain little brown nightingale. The emperor became fascinated with the mechanical bird, playing its song over and over while forgetting about his faithful feathered friend. Quietly and sadly, the real nightingale flew away through an open window, returning to her beloved forest where her song belonged. Months later, the mechanical bird broke down and could no longer sing, leaving the emperor silent and alone in his vast palace. When the emperor fell gravely ill, feeling near death, a familiar sweet song drifted through his window. The nightingale had returned to comfort her old friend. The nightingale's pure song restored the emperor's health and spirit, teaching him that true beauty comes from the heart, not from gold and gems.
thank you for watching today's story. Remember to like, subscribe, and join us next time on the Storytime Bus for another magical adventure.